people who made an impulse decision when they found out Hawaii was going to be nuked. What did you do and do you regret it? My 70-year-old dad ate 2 loaves of bread while hiding in his closet. He said he only regrets it because he has to buy more bread now. That is the most dad thing to do. I'll be damned if this bread is going to waste. We made lots of jokes at work last night that a lot faux children will probably be born in 9 months. Baby boomer slaw. Hurricane Iniki produced the largest graduating class in my high school's history, but it had 6 months of no electricity. I don't know if this will even be a blip. There is such a thing as Super Bowl babies in the town of the winning team, so one night can definitely make a difference. Same with World Cup winners. I believe there was some meet and greet with all the babies born 9 months after Italy won the World Cup, just prior to the next World Cup, so the kids were like 3 years 3 months. I believe another stipulation was the kids were named after players or some derivative of that. Could have been France. I live pretty close to town center, so for me I looked at my girlfriend and said I love you and I hope it's fast. Sat in bed with her looking at pictures of our trip we took to Big Island and just was with her. The weirdest part is basically just living today. Yesterday I fully accepted I was gonna die, so it's weird for having to just live with the idea that I didn't. I think the good answers will be in a few years, when the ones who actually made life-altering decisions will leave their bunkers. Blast from the past to Maui Wowie. To Maui to Wowie. Edit, whoever gilded this of all things, why? Don't reward my Reddit hive mind circle jerk pun. This didn't happen to me, but my friend, who is currently visiting his grandfather on the Big Island, told me that right after he received the first alert to seek immediate shelter, he went down a couple homes to where the Clintons were staying to ask the Secret Service guys what was going on. Apparently, they were all in gas masks and ready to go. My friend, before receiving the false alarm alert, said he made a mimosa, said goodbye to his family, and planned to go sit on the beach to watch, as he described it, the fireworks. Edit, grammar edit 2, thank you for the gold, stranger. He'll let my friend know the love he's getting for his story. All I regret is filling my emergency water containers right behind the car. So now I'm blocked in the garage by 150 gallons of water. I can't stop laughing at this. Sorry man. But this is awesome. That's an awkward call to work come Monday morning. That's the most understandable reason for not coming into work in the universe. I didn't want my whole family to die when the government told us we were about to experience a nuclear holocaust, so I need the day to undo my preparations. Yeah, I can't come in today, I have a bunch of TVs and stuff I have to return to my neighbors. Around the time of the warning I was playing Call of Duty Zombies. I got the text and immediately texted my off-island family. I then texted our on-island family to let them know I had the 95-year-old family matriarch sleeping happily on my couch. Once I notified everyone as to our whereabouts, then I gently woke her up and apprised her of the situation. She asked a few questions and then sat back and thought a bit. After a short while she said we should make coffee because the power will be out soon. I made her coffee and continued to take phone calls and texts while just kinda hanging out with my grandmother. She survived Pearl Harbor and didn't seem overly concerned, and I saw no reason to worry her. I'd like to say I chugged my special occasion booze, smoked my most expensive cigar, did rails of coke off a stripper, but none of that mattered. I was right where I wanted to be. She raised me and we would be able to easily find each other if there's a next life. When we got the all clear sign, she demanded pancakes. The picture I took of her eating pancakes while I enjoyed the beautiful, sunny, apocalypse-free morning will always be my favorite. Edit, here she is, enjoying pancakes with a ton of butter while I enjoy her. I got drunk for the first time in 4 years of sobriety. Oops. I kinda assumed at least a few people would relapse with this news. It's understandable. I hope you talked it out with your support people and this didn't sidetrack your hard-won sobriety. I was at work here on Maui. My wife was at home with the kids and I called them to calm them down. Once I realized they were all together, I went to the third floor of a building with some coworkers and waited for the big bang or whatever was to come. I told my big Samoan boss that we should just shoot these way they would find us frozen in time like the folks they found in Pompeii after Mount Vesuvius. Things were a little awkward the rest of the day. So how long were y'all hugging for? They haven't stopped. His boss still doesn't know it was a false report. Plot twist, Op rigged the false alarm so he could get hugs. I ate all the leftover lasagna in my fridge. I figured that if shit's about to hit the fan, I better carb TF up. BTW, living on Big Island. Most rational response yet. Leave no carbs behind. Saw this yesterday. Likely bullshit but funny nonetheless. I.read it. Hawaii resident here. While I didn't make the impulse decision, the people around me did. I was sleeping when the announcement came out, and the others in my house didn't decide to wake me up. They said if I was gonna die, might as well let me die in my sleep. Edit, we all became tired of the news after 2 hours. Just became annoying. Do you agree with them? I would be freaking pissed, to be honest. I'd want to call some people, at the very least. I get very nervous and anxious at even little things, so I agree with them. I would want to call people, but I understand their reasoning. I'd much rather die in my sleep than watch a missile fall towards me, and see only a few seconds of destruction before being wiped out. Late to respond here, but I'll throw mine in. I work at a huge tourist location on Oahu. Pretty quickly after the alert went out, we started herding all of our guests into large buses and moving them to a huge World War II bunker we have on property. In the middle of directing guests on where to go, I realized I hadn't clocked in yet, and decided that if I was going to die in a thermonuclear detonation, I might as well be getting paid for it. I clocked in, then hopped a small bus with a few of my friends' workmates and headed toward the bunker. Once we got there, we decided that we really didn't want to die in concrete caves surrounded by people we really didn't like, so we just kept driving to the other side of the property and hung out in the back of a big-ass valley for a few hours. So, I guess the impulsive thing I did was purposely avoid shelter and instead go somewhere beautiful. I woke up to people calling me about the alert, looked at my phone and read the message. I started searching the internet for answers, and there was zero coverage, which made me even more scared because I thought it was some kind of government conspiracy to not let the rest of the world know what was happening. I go to the Hawaii subreddit and everyone is saying they got the alert, but no info on whether the threat is real. Thinking about my life, I started to feel content with my inevitable death. Then I imagined my last moment slowly burning in intense pain. That thought was followed by a minor anxiety attack and involuntary shaking for the next 30 minutes. I made an impulse decision to stay in bed with my wife. Nowhere to go for safety, no time to get there anyway. Might as well be comfortable in my bed with someone I love. What is we gonna die soon sex like? Probably let's not use a condom, duck it, and now the result is a false alarm nuke baby. Now when your son or daughter ask later if they were a mistake, you can say, well, see, someone pressed the wrong button. We'll find out in 9 months when the Hawaiian population skyrockets. Gives a whole new meaning to baby boom. I was in a hostel and I'm a male, and all of the other people in the hostel room I was in were women the same age as me. We all got the text at once and looked at each other. I knew what I had to do. Awkwardly comfort them with jokes while they cried. Not very romantic. Edit, thanks for my first gold kind stranger. I'm glad this post and my comment are still being read. The hero they needed. Edit, I mean that is a very good thing. Mad respect. Thanks. It was really emotional, and TBH I don't know how anybody couldn't either panic or cry. Basically texted my parents that I loved them and then talked with the girls. All was well and we went out to eat afterwards. Still didn't bang though. Emo, you did exactly the right thing given the circumstances. Dude to dude, that is the right way to go out. Imagine if there was an actual emergency in Hawaii in the near future. Public trust has got to be at a minimum. I don't think so. People know these things are serious. The odds of 2 duck-ups related to an emergency broadcast system are low, plus they'd probably add this is not a mistake broadcast. And then an hour later, sorry guys, that was supposed to be an internal test of a real missile. Our bad. No, they'll send a real missile this time just to cover up the mistake. Tom, I'm not saying wiping out Honolulu won't be tragic. Hell, I have an aunt there. Makes great pancakes. But look, Tom, you really think there's any coming back from this? I mean, twice in 5 days? You really think we'll work anywhere after this? Shit, Dave. I hate to say it, but you're right. Minuteman 3 launches.